Now. All right, there we go. All right, guys. It says we are live yet again. This is what is it, Episode 6 of the Three Loose Lug Nuts. And I'm Danny from Danny and Gray's, and we got Josh here, and of course Octane. And we hope everybody's having a great Monday. And we're back to talk the racing action from this weekend. We had some great races, some interesting topics to talk about tonight. But overall, I think we seen the new car. It really showed out, I think, Sunday. But we'll get to that later on in the show. But is there anything you guys want to bring up before we get going? Anything y'all got going on or whatnot y'all did over the weekend? I'm just trying to change the topic around. Nothing.
Just a niece's birthday party.
we went to World of Wheels in Indianapolis.
Yeah, I heard you talk about that. Was there any special guests you met this time?
No. They had Chip Foose was there, but we didn't get there. I wasn't really interested in meeting Chip, and then Brian Danielson was there on Sunday, but we didn't go Sunday. So
well.
Yeah, what's wrong with Chip?
Oh, there's nothing wrong with Chip. It was just you had to have it was one of those deals where you had to get the bracelet or whatever, the wristband, and
be there.
Just certain time and all that, and it just I like some of the stuff that he does, but I'm just not like a big fan. He's not one of those ones that I personally go out of the way to see. So
yeah, you saw Junior there a couple of years ago, and Steen also, right?
And Roman Reigns.
Oh wow.
I usually go to we have an Autorama here in Cleveland.
That's what the website is for. It's for Autorama, but they call it World of Wheels here.
Yeah, they didn't do it the last couple of years, but a few years ago, Jay Leno was there. I took a picture with him. He was just walking around judging cars.
Sweet.
Right.
And I heard somebody on one of the walkie-talkies on security saying, "All right, he's walking through the back corridor. Make sure." So I heard that, and I went, "Whoop."
Yeah, for sure. Jay's a big car guy too.
Oh yeah, he was awesome. He was very cool. Like he had security all around him, but he's like, yeah, I'll take a picture. That's fine.
Nice. What's up, Shaw? Good to see you.
Hey, how's it going, Shaw?
Hey, Shaw.
That's cool though. I didn't really do anything other than watch the races. I guess Riggs is here somewhere. I'm expecting to hear him chime in at some point. He'll see it and he'll be like, "What is that?" We'll wait for him to say it and then we'll show it. But yeah, we had 3 great races. I think out of all 3 though, I gotta say Sunday.
I know that's 2 weeks in a row that I think the Cups have outshined.
Yeah. For sure.
I think it was pretty close between the Cup and the Truck. I mean, everybody's going to remember the last lap deal in the Cup race, but what about the 4 wide pass for the lead in the Truck race? I mean, that was a pretty good move there too.
For sure, no doubt. It's about basically equal the same. But I still give the Cup a little edge. That was kind of just swip swapping. You had Zane Smith going on, and then he won, but Kyle Busch was dominating.
And to answer your question, Danny, 5 minutes. Actually, 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah, there it is. I figured somebody would say something. So I refrain from answering that, and I'm not going to talk about it because I get blood boiled up just for other issues. I guess we'll just show that and be done with it, whatever. I'm not talking about that here. Y'all can talk about it.
I see Cleveland's the only one that doesn't have a Larson shirt on.
Yeah. You didn't get the memo.
I don't have a Larson shirt. I only have his hat.
Well, it's kind of coincidental. I wear my Valvoline out, and then he's got the shirt on. So,
hey, I'm supporting the old Indians.
Yeah, you refrain from buying that new crap, right?
I will not.
Our baseball team, even though it's minor league, still has the Indians moniker. So,
yep.
For now.
He says when you go to, why is that, Nick? I'm just curious. I thought he'd be fan friendly.
Yeah, I thought they're pretty accessible. I mean, they might be the hardest out of anybody to get, but I'm sure you could get them.
Right.
I imagine probably just saying that because he has the biggest crowd around him.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, probably. But Honestly, that's not my main goal going in. Y'all already know my main goal. I got to find Pruitt in her crowd, as I want to get Tony and knock that car out and be done with that. I can't believe it. I'm sitting here saying I'm going after Tony again, and you guys wait till I comment something later tonight. Y'all will be.
Yeah, I remember you. I'm never getting him ever. Screw that guy.
Oh, he ticked me off there in Martinsville. I mean, that was just ridiculous. And then after seeing him with that special needs girl, I just, I don't know. I shined down from that. That was wrong, but whatever. Yeah, I've gotten Force TTMs as well, but I definitely want to meet the guy for sure. Let's see. We had Creed on the pole. How about that in the truck series? Let's get into the trucks. That was cool to see him up there.
Yeah,
Sadly,
he had break this weekend.
messed
It was
out.
not good. Yeah.
Yeah. What'd they ever say about that?
I don't know.
What was that?
Well, he started in the back.
Creed in the trucks for Young's
Uh-huh.
Motorsports.
Yeah, he had the pole, but he started in the back, didn't he?
I think so.
I thought he got penalized and had to start from the rear.
Maybe did. I don't know.
It's not show. Well, let me see here to the back. Yeah, unapproved adjustment.
Yeah.
So it doesn't specify anything here. It just says unapproved adjustment as to why he went to the back, and then it looks like he only ran one lap and broke a drivetrain.
Yeah,
that sucks.
Yeah, for sure.
And he's in the good truck.
Yeah, he was.
Number 20 is
the All-Star truck.
One.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the main one you want to be in. I was looking back. What was our picks?
I took Kaz Gralla, and he wasn't doing bad, and then he got taken out there at the end.
Yeah, he finished 14th, and then John Hunter was second. And let's just go ahead and congratulate him, Zane Smith. Wow, that was really nice, though. I think out of all three of us, I think Josh is the biggest Zane Smith fan, but I'm not knocking the guy. He's very, very, very humble and very.
I will tell you what though. This I'm such a competitive person that doing these picks have completely screwed up my fandom.
Why is that?
I was like, okay, so last night I was eating dinner and I had to it was after the caution. I think there was 5 laps to go, or it was the caution that they all pitted, minus the 3 that pit during that whole debacle. But we'll get into that later. I jumped up to get out to see where Chase Elliott came out of the pit lane. I'm like, oh, where'd Chase come out at? And I ended up losing 4 or 5 spots. I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
Well, it's basically just for those bragging rights, though. I'm the same way because I was looking, with mine and everything. So yeah, it's the same way though. But
Briscoe was looking good there for a while.
Yeah. But on the truck race, I'm looking at the results here. Zane Smith got maximum points because he did win both stages, and that doesn't happen a whole lot where drivers win both stages and win the race.
Oh yeah, Zane Smith dominated. He took everything and then he won the race. So
he swept everything.
I had a note. Where's it at? Let's see. I don't even know where that's at now.
But looking at the top 10 drivers, there's really no surprises in those top 10. Probably the biggest surprise would be Kyle Busch not winning.
Yeah, for sure. When I seen his name on the entry list, obviously you're thinking, well, this guy's gonna win, because it seems like every time he enters the trucks or when he was in the Xfinity, he was always dominating. And I've said it and I'll say it again. I just think it takes away from these guys. I mean, they don't get to, per se. That's why I'm glad Zane Smith won. He's a truck regular, so just takes away from him. But
if you look back in the 80s, the 70s and 80s, and the early part of the 90s, when you had strong series like ASA and some of the other late model series and so forth, you would have drivers like Bobby Allison, Darrell Waltrip, and some of those other guys come into town. They didn't always win, but it brought the crowd in, and that's kind of the point that I take with this.
Going on too.
Well, and he's he said in the past that I mean he last year he retired from Xfinity, right?
Yeah.
So he said he'll never retire from the trucks as long as he's an owner because those sponsorships like have clauses where they're like, well, you have to like run this truck a few times just so we get our money's worth out of
Oh
this
yeah.
Yeah,
deal.
that's understandable. Yeah. Well, Roger Riggs is chiming in, and y'all know that Wheels is going to be part
Hey,
of it.
at least it fell off for that guy.
Yeah, for sure. I'm curious to see the penalizing what'll happen there.
It'll probably be
Uh
with 4 races, is what it seems to be.
yeah.
No crew chief.
And yet again, another week, Haley Deegan,
Mm,
another bad
She
run.
has 34th. She got an average finish of 30th so far this year,
yeah.
and
Where's
I
she
think
at in
she
points now? I'm sure you can keep up with that.
35th. She's 35th in points.
And there's not,
Oh,
but there's like what 30. That's the usual crowd, but you've got some probably that.
there's 25 drivers that have ran all 4 races so far, and the only one that's below her in points is Blaine Perkins that's run all 4 races.
Yeah, and
Chris
she's. Did you say
Hacker's
she was
one.
ahead of him?
Yeah, she was ahead of him. That's the only driver she's ahead of in points that's run all 4 races. Chris Hacker's run 1 race and he's only 8 points behind her.
Jeez, that's
I
terrible.
I don't know what to say about her. I mean, she's
I
still
don't know.
really young. Things could still come together for her. But I mean, Tanner Gray is just making her look stupid in that same exact equipment.
Yep, but I won't say everything that was said to me from Tanner, but he said you got. All I'm saying is Tanner told me is you got to put in the work ethic. You got to show up for work, and that's what he
Mm-hmm.
told me. And I'm not going into details, but let's just say this: she's not putting in the full work ethic like everybody else on that team was,
No,
and
she's
everything.
too busy building her brand.
Yeah, I don't know. We say it every week. It seems like it's like
But
a
but
record tape that's
It is what
broken.
it is.
but I do
Yeah,
think this weekend was just dumb luck because somebody spun in front of her. So
right.
it was
Yeah, she's had some really bad luck. I mean, her friggin' truck catch on fire from the rubber. But
Outlaw
I don't
says
know.
sell your Deegan stuff while it's still hot, and she is too. Basically, I have all my genuine. I mean, I'll admit to you guys, the autos that I've pulled have been long gone. Josh knows
Yeah,
that. Though.
all the authentics,
I mean, we
all the
talking about
ones that you got so excited to pull on your free victory lane box,
yeah,
numbered to 25. Yeah, I remember that stuff.
the,
I
yeah,
the
can't
one that
remember. I can't remember what you told me yesterday, but I remember that.
yeah.
I just remember wearing earbuds when he pulled that card and it was like, ow.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm still a fan, but
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
it's
no,
kind of
I'll still root for her, but I mean, we're fans. We have the right to be critical.
right.
I
It
mean,
just you
we
need. I
we've
mean,
we've spent quite a bit. I know I've personally spent quite a bit of money on her stuff, so I have all the right to be kind of critical.
well, we saw. I don't know. I don't want to say the wrong thing because I
Just in case
eliminate.
someone sees this thing, I don't know. I mean,
I
if
don't.
it,
Well, the way I look at it is, right now we're still small, but let's say we have somebody come on here, and who knows? What if she came on here? I don't want to be like that, but to say it's to think it. Let's get it out. I seen a big difference in who, not her
you
necessarily,
gotta
but
you
him. It's
gotta
going
think
to his
about it.
head.
You gotta
I
think
mean,
about it this way too, though. Like Bob Pockris has said dumb things about drivers, and he's still probably interviewed them too. I mean,
right?
dude,
And getting paid good.
Clean.
yeah. I mean, if you're part of the media, I mean, you're allowed being critical, and I mean, we're here. I know, this is something small, but I mean, we're fans, and that's why we're originally doing this. It's because we're
Right.
fans of the sport. Um, I mean, we're not. I mean, it probably cost me money to do this, so it doesn't like. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't. I mean, I'll say whatever I want.
Yeah,
To an
Shaw. At least,
extent, because it's your channel. But
right. Well, Shaw says at least they didn't push her to Cup. They are doing her right, spending time in trucks and go from there. I mean, that's true. She's not. At least she didn't pull the Danica move like we've said before, and then
yeah.
instantly to
But
Cup.
you also have to think though, Danica was a lot older and had a lot more racing experience, so she probably was fast tracked a little. I mean,
Well,
quicker. But
and I think that was GoDaddy controlling the marionette there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know how much say Monster has with Haley, but
I don't know, but I sure miss Brian being around because I think when he was around, he was a whole lot heck of a better coach. He
But
just had her on that schedule. We saw that.
But you say that about Monster. You say that about Monster. They already have a strong presence in Cup and Xfinity, so they may just be content with just leaving her there and just representing Monster in the Truck Series for now. Then say a couple more years, Kurt retires. Then Ty moves up as the Monster rep in Cup, and then maybe Haley goes to Xfinity or something.
Yeah, she'll take Riley Herbst's sponsorship.
Right. That's kind of
Well,
like.
I've heard that.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I've heard that Herbst sponsorship comes from that terrible Herbst, which I guess is their family-owned. What is it, like a retail or convenience store
like a
out
convenience store, yeah, out west.
And that's their tie through Monster being a vendor sponsor.
That brings back memories. Roger telling me that Stanton Barrett had the original NOS sponsorship, and then Kyle Busch came in and stole the whole program away from him. He was telling me something about Stanton actually told him in person. He's like, he just came in and stole it all, so to speak. What's up, the hobbyist?
Busch has been like the Monster or the energy drink like
guy, yeah.
The W
no
word.
Tell you somebody else who had a rough day just because he was getting a lot of TV time. We obviously knew it. Austin Wayne Self, Jesus. I don't believe there wasn't a corner that guy didn't spin out on, did he?
he gave them all a shot at least. I was thinking about this after that race. I don't know what your guys' take on him is. I've never met him and I've only seen him race trucks. Don't know what else he's raced before, but he seems like he's maybe a notch or two above like a John West Townley level of driver, just somebody that is just a little bit over his head maybe.
Are you talking about Austin Wayne?
Yes.
You've never met him, right?
No.
He's a pretty nice guy. I mean,
I'm not saying that he's a bad person. I'm just saying his level of talent. He just always seems to be getting involved in crashes, or is and it just may be bad equipment. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I'm thinking though that his family has ties in with that team that he's with. I'm not sure 100% on that.
Yeah, it looks like his dad owns the team based on that. But he's got 100
card guru.
He's got 133 career starts and 110 or 23 DNFs in those 133 starts. So it's not a real good number.
A good number.
No.
And it looks like most of them looks like about half of those DNFs are crashes or damaged vehicle policies.
So 10% of his races he's crashing.
Yeah.
Roger says he sure did. I can show you the proof. There he is chiming in. Two that actually did do well, but then they had issues. Matt D and Timmy Hill. I mean, there's just two notables. I wish Matt could have just better runs. I mean, I always liked that guy. He's just really nice. I just wish he could get up there and actually run well and finish well,
I think he's driving this particular car or truck harder than what it may have been used to being driven in the past.
Yeah.
So he's getting more out of the equipment than what he should.
I think, I mean, not because I picked him, but I think Kaz Grala was doing really well. He's in top 5.
Oh,
6
yeah, he was.
place.
I was texting Tyler during the race, and I was like, man, Kaz is looking good. He's like, I know.
Yeah, and then you jinxed him.
pulled the old Boyer move, right? That was funny too on Sunday.
Yeah.
Tony's like, I'm not talking to him. You're not talking to him, especially. That's funny. Then John Hunter, he had the uncontrolled tire. That was kind of, but he came back. So
I like an inch.
yeah, he came back. But the crazy thing in the trucks, let's get to that so we can move on, was obviously when Bowman, Stewart, Friesen, and Kyle Busch, and then Zane Smith.
Man, I was rooting for Friesen so bad in that
Yeah, I know.
situation.
And he's not typically a road course guy either. So he was really, that's kind of like Sunday's incident. The two people up front, other than Allmendinger. That other Hill boy is doing pretty good in the trucks. He's talking about, who's he talking about? Timmy? Who's the other Hill guy? Also,
Tyler.
Yeah, Tyler Hill. It's his brother, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah.
Younger brother.
Yep. But really, let's see. What was the what's the points looking like in trucks now? Top 5. You got Chandler.
Yeah.
You can go ahead. You got it pulled up.
No. Yeah. You got Chandler Smith, Ben Rhodes, Stewart Friesen, Zane Smith, and Tanner Gray. Smith and Gray are tied for 4th right now. They don't have the playoff adjusted standings up yet, but that's fine because we know that the top 10 will make it. So
that's crazy how Tanner Gray's tied with someone who's won twice this year.
Mm-hmm. He's just been doing really good.
Well, if you remember, Zane had that race where he was disqualified, so he ended up only with 1 point. So that was a big difference there. Otherwise, he'd probably be leading.
Yeah, didn't he finish 2nd that race?
Yeah. You got the other points pulled up for later on too, right? All that.
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. That kind of takes some of that off me. Friesen and Labby both done Canada proud this weekend. Yeah, you're up there in Canada. That's awesome. Yeah. LeBay. I don't know.
Yeah, he was doing great.
That's a term. That's a term to 3 kings of cardboard, Labby. That's what they say. LeBay though, yeah, he. That's what we're going to touch topics on here in a minute. I guess we can move over to the Xfinity. Ty Gibbs won the pole. He's really got talent. We got to admit, the guy's got talent. He's got good equipment too. That does mean a lot, but man.
But we've touched on it on the show before, where he's outperforming people on the team with the exact same resources and equipment with a lot more experience than him. So
yeah, he's really gearing up to be Martin Truex or Busch or Hamlin's replacement.
Yeah, no doubt.
I would say right now, probably Martin Truex.
Yeah, because I mean, how many years you guys think he's got left? Truex.
Not many.
I'd say at least 3, because he's just now 41, and he's still really competitive.
Performance-wise, I don't think he's as competitive. I don't know. I thought he was, the peak of his career obviously was in the 78.
I think that was a resurgence. I don't think it was a peak. I think it was a resurgence. I don't think, because I mean, look, he was 2nd points last year, so
yeah.
I don't know. He's just like I don't know. He's an under the radar guy. I feel.
I think that's what makes it seem like, because when he won the championship with the 78, he had 6 or 8 wins and led half the races that year. I mean, half the distance it seemed like, and
Shaw says I'm guessing he begs to differ that Truex is the top Gibbs driver right now.
Gibbs is a crap show right now. I think all Toyota is.
Yeah. And then Nick says he hears on Facebook all the time Ty Gibbs is a silver spoon boy. I mean, but yeah, he's performing though. He's not just going out there in good equipment and not doing anything. He's not getting stuff completely what you say handed.
Think of how many people got handed the silver spoon and didn't do anything with it.
I mean, honestly, I'll say the Dillon boys did there for a little bit. I mean, I would go on a limb and say Chase Elliott's one. Yeah.
because he's never ran anything not competitive in his career. Everything from when he was in the USA or Pro Cup Series, he was in a Rick Hendrick car from day one.
Yeah,
that's
true.
why I like the Briscoe story. Like I love stories like that.
Yeah, did you hear him referencing they was talking about, the bed stuff and all, he still got all that. And he asked Tony, shouldn't he just throw it away because he works for him now? He's like, no, keep it.
Oh yeah.
So but yeah, touching on LeBay, how about the DGM racing team in qualifying? They were all up front. Now I know we had Chastain in there, but my gosh, it looked good to see one of those no-name teams, so to speak, or outsiders getting to start up front. It was really, really good to see that for sure. But again, look how well go ahead. Sorry.
No, it just makes you wonder how competitive their oval track stuff could be if their drivers were more oval track prepared. Because LeBay does have a lot of road course experience running in the Canadian series.
Right. And then again, I know not moving on really quick, but how about again? We saw the the 07 and the 92. They were all running good. When they get those back sponsors and stuff, it seems like they just run a ton better. We say that like every time, but I mean it's true. We saw it. Then Chastain, he had an issue there, didn't he? At some point in the race, he
Yeah.
spun.
He spun near the end.
But I want to ask y'all something, and I want to ask the people here watching. Okay, so Chastain ran Saturday. How much do you think that helped a non-road course guy be able to get a feel for that track? Now, I know that they had the different style gear patterns. That had to be changed. He had to get that mindset. But how much do you think that helped him take home the win Sunday?
I mean, I think repetition helps anybody in anything. I remember baseball. Playing baseball in high school, my coach would stress that every time we would change something in our swing, it would take 500 reps just for your muscle memory to remember that exact same swing. So, I mean, muscle memory. I mean, I know they're different cars, but you're still carrying the same type of speed through a corner. You're still getting the same feel of balance. You're still getting the right on the edge feeling that you feel. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't hurt.
And also just the visual of knowing where everything is on the track, because last year when they ran in the monsoon, you couldn't see 50 yards in front of you. This year with a clear weather pattern, okay, now you can see landmarks to, okay, this is where I need to brake, this is where I need to start turning in.
Yeah, so we actually got to see some actual racing, so to speak, versus all that. That was insane. I remember that last year. We were on our beach trip and I was watching that in the hotel room. I was like, this is ridiculous. why are they even racing in this crap? And a lot of crap got torn up too. I was thinking, Josh, that gold, I almost grabbed one today. This is totally off what we're even talking about. The gold Harvick. I thought about grabbing one and making a custom of that car where it was wrecked.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Maybe if I see one, that might be a Christmas gift or something. I know it's just an authentic, but maybe if I could tinker with it or something, that'd be cool, right?
Yeah, we've got some little bickering back and forth in the chat there. We really started something with I really started something saying
let's see what we
Truex.
got. I don't know what's going on. What's going on?
They're bickering about Truex.
Well, hey, let them have it. I mean,
yeah.
As long as there's nobody going away pissed off, I don't care. I mean, that's what we're here for, to just.
I mean, I think Truex is going home pissed off. I keep poking the bear.
That's pretty good. I mean, yeah, I don't care. That's what we're here for. I mean, okay, guys, calm down. You can agree to disagree. I mean, hey, like I said, He says, I thought you guys knew what you were talking about. Jeez. We never proclaimed that. I mean, we're just here. I'm a
Our
nobody.
opinions are our opinions.
I'm a
We're,
nobody,
we
honestly.
watch the same race as anybody else, so we're just here
Hey,
talking about
if I was
our.
going off of what I knew versus what this, let's see, I'm doing it the wrong way. What these two knew, I'd probably be the dumbest of the crowd. I mean, that's just, I would say Octane gets the crown of knowing the most, wouldn't you, Josh?
Yeah.
No
I mean that
doubt.
he's the stat guy. That's why he's over there with his tablet and his little.
He's going to town. We're
Yep.
all just we're all just friends here having fun. I mean,
Yeah.
All right, but let's see.
But
What
if
was
you
the
don't
top
like what
five?
we have to say, you could leave. Honestly, I mean, I'll say it.
Yeah, I'm not one to say stuff like that, but there it is. I mean, I'm not mad. I'm not gonna get mad unless you talk about my family or friends or something. But all right, let's move forward. Top five finishers. What were they? You got that handy there, Octane?
Yeah, obviously Dinger won. Austin Hill was second, and I thought he had a shot to win there at the end.
Yeah.
Custer was third in the '07 car, which I don't, I think that's an SHR car with just an '07 wrap on it.
Mhm.
Basically.
Noah Gregson was fourth, and Sam Mayer had a really good run in fifth.
So I
And
guess maybe we should be like, okay, why is Riley Herbst not running with the '07 when Custer's in it?
Yeah.
yeah. Let's see. Our picks was for Xfinity too. I want to touch on that. Josh had Ty Gibbs. I had Allmendinger, and Octane had Sheldon Creed. So obviously, I can pat my back again. That's my second win this year, but I kind of picked the obvious there. I had the pick, and we've switched things around too. I do want to make mention to everybody. So the way this works now, I came up with a point system, and we'll talk about that once we do our picks. But if you pick a winner, or if your pick is the highest, then you're going to pick last the next week for that series. Now, it doesn't mean you pick last in every series. We're all pretty content on that, right? All three of
Mhm.
us. So,
Yeah.
like, say with Octane winning in the trucks, he'll pick last, and then I don't know, whoever was the best next finisher is going to pick, the second, and then whoever had the worst is obviously first. So that's how that'll work. And we'll talk about all the points and stuff leading up, but that's pretty dang interesting too with the points. I got it over here.
Yeah, and I guess Shaw has a point. I'm last in points, so I guess I don't know what I'm talking about. So.
Well, whatever. It is what it is. Just get off of it. All right. So also, well, we talked about the point. Yeah, give us an update on points there, Octane. I'm drafting you to do all the work tonight. You got that tablet
Okay.
handy?
Let me scroll down here. We have top five in points. Gregson leads. He is 1 point ahead of Allmendinger. Ty Gibbs is third. Allgaier's fourth, and Josh Berry is fifth. So that's your top five. Of course, top 12 will make it into the playoffs. And right now, there's not really any surprises in or out at this point. Probably the biggest names that are outside looking in, I would say, are probably Jeb Burton and probably Brett Moffitt. That'd be the two biggest names that are on the outside looking in.
Right. I had a little screenshot pulled up. It's awesome to see Ryan Sieg right there, though, right? In 10th.
Yeah, he is in 10th. And I really don't consider him a surprise, and here's why. If you go back and look, ever since Xfinity instituted the playoffs, which I think was 2017, I can't remember exactly, but every year it's either been Ryan Sieg, Jeremy Clements, or Brandon Brown. One of those three have gotten in, and Ross Chastain got in one year as well. So there's always been that one super long shot getting in, and they always hover around 10th or 11th in points. So they keep it in all season long. They don't just squeak in because of a break in the final race. They race their way in the whole season, and that's, I think, what Ryan's going to do this year.
Yeah, Dash for Cash, moving on too from that, is next week. The first one's at Richmond, right?
Yes.
You've got Allmendinger, Austin Hill, Noah Gragson, and Sam Mayer all going for that. So that should be interesting.
It's $100,000, right?
I think so.
Yes.
That's per pan race, I think,
Yeah.
on that.
And they really they didn't mention anything about it. I didn't hear till after the checkered flag fell.
Yeah, you would think they would be preaching about it, with that leading into the next week. But those four, I mean, obviously Gragson looks the strongest from that list, in my opinion. But you never know. We might have an Austin Hill sneak up there. He's been running pretty good. I mean, he had a couple bad runs, but he's been coming back from it now. So we'll see.
Both of those, I think both those RCR cars look pretty good. I think they got pretty good drivers behind them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. We were actually at RCR. This is off topic as well. Me and Gray and Abby were down Tuesday, and we saw Tyler Reddick. Grayson was having a little hissy fit, wanting to get Reddick. He's a Daniel Me 2.0 now, because I got to tell y'all this. He's got his Authentics, but I collect the Authentics. I collect Hot Wheels. Well, he's got these cars now, and he's not wanting to open them. And my wife is like, well, we're not buying these cars for you to keep them sealed. He's like, well, my daddy has them sealed and I want to keep mine too and get them signed. I'm like, son, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm like, but daddy keeps special ones. He's like, well, these are special. So everything that I say, he has a backup plan to come back at me, and he wants to keep them sealed too. So that's pretty funny. But yeah, we saw shoot, I'm drawing a blank now. I'm stupid. I'm stupid. Reddick, yeah. We saw Reddick getting in the car, and that's pretty cool. But here's something I thought was interesting. I did see it pop up, and I actually got the car to go with it now. Where's it at? Rajah Caruth, y'all see that he's supposed to be making his Xfinity debut with, what is it? Alpha Prime Racing in the 44.
I heard about that, yeah.
Yeah, and it says Virginia State University is going to be on the car. I don't know if it's going to show up, but I got a little image. Well, it's probably too bright. It's right there. There it is. Pretty cool for Virginia State University. They get some publicity. So we'll see how he runs. Not expecting too much. I don't know what y'all think. I mean,
well, Tommy, Joe's teams have actually been really competitive. They had 2 cars in the top 5 in the second stage in Atlanta. So
yeah.
He's actually had some good. I mean, his experience level, he's probably going to run 25th, to be honest. Not knocking the guy. I don't know much about him, but that's just kind of what I would expect. But Sage Karam finished 16th at Coda. So, Sage has got some road course experience, but there again, you don't expect the 44 and the 45 car to be as competitive, in my opinion, as they have been this year.
Right. Something else I was going. I don't know. Moving forward, I guess, is that all that was really clear to talk about? I guess Xfinity. Did we miss anything? Really. Allmendinger pulled it off, so that was pretty cool. I got that one right. And then we were trying to go for the triple, but somebody's pick, Mr. Cleveland, didn't get his on the money. But off topic, let's talk SRX. I'm doing this mainly for you, Roger, if you can hear me. All right, we've got some current NASCAR and IndyCar lineups. They've announced it for South Boston, so get your pen and stuff ready, Roger. I'm saying it, Roger. They said Tony Stewart, Ryan Newman, Michael Waltrip, Bobby Labonte, Greg Biffle are due to be at South Boston. And then the current IndyCar lineup is Ryan Hunter-Reay, Paul Tracy, Marco Andretti, Helio Castroneves, and Ernie Francis Jr. So it's looking to be a good little lineup there. Hopefully they come up with something. They still haven't put out anything on an autograph session there with them, but I would think they will. I don't know. And I'm still trying to figure out if I can get that pit pass, but I don't know how that's going to work out. We'll see. But I did want to make that mention, and that's coming up too. So if you're around in our area, come and check that out on June 25th, or check out their schedule in your area if they come on. I hear Cole.
No.
Why?
He wants me to scoop up the fish. No.
I will.
No.
I will.
Yeah, I don't think we want to do that. Let's see. Hold on. All right, cup race. I guess we can move on to that. We're at 7:40. I do want to say this though. Did you guys also see? We didn't. Well, I guess we didn't talk about the Brad situation. Whatever completely come of that. I did hear bits and pieces. They did get fined, or did they get the appeal?
I
haven't
think they
seen
did
an
appeal.
update. Yeah, I haven't seen an update if it went through or not.
Yeah, I don't know either. I was just curious if y'all had seen anything. How about this though? Where's it at? I got it over here. All right, this is just off the wall. But the COTA chairman says we are planning to build a massive amusement park, and it is due to open in 2023. Have y'all seen that?
No.
Yes, literally. It goes on right here. It says we're building a massive amusement park that will hold. It's open in 2023 if everything goes as planned. We will have 30 plus rides with 2 mega coasters. One of them will be the first of its kind in the country. It will be an amusement park to rival any other in the adjacent area or state of Texas, whatnot. But it says it's not only for that reason, but it'll be there for the Formula One, the MotoGP, and NASCAR and everything. So, I've said this before. And this is totally off from COTA, but you go to Bristol, and this is just an example, and you go to Martinsville, there is tons more stuff as a family to do at Bristol, per se, Martinsville. They need to get something going on up there at Martinsville, and we've even told that to Clay, and he's like, well, that's good to hear the feedback, but I can't do but so much. I mean, granted, I think last year they did have the fair going on during the race. I don't know if y'all remember that or not. Y'all remember that?
No.
That wasn't when you came down, right, Josh?
Mm-mm.
No, that was the spring one, I think, that they had that deal. And that usually travels around that normal time that it was there, but it just happened to be the same race weekend. And I told Clay, I was like, that's something you need to consider. If you don't end up bring a Ferris wheel over there or something for the kid, a family zone. They don't have much to offer versus what they do in Bristol. Now I know they have more room in Bristol land wise, but I don't know. What do y'all think? Don't you think the same thing? They should have more for the kids and family oriented.
I think it's just tough though because it's only 2 weekends out of the year.
Yeah.
And you don't know what kind of permits that they would need too versus to set up the rides and all that.
Yeah, that's also true. I don't think about things like that, but I don't know. That's just my take.
We could have Martin Truex Jr. could be a ride operator.
Outlaw says Hermie Sadler is running a circuit throughout Virginia this year. I haven't heard about that. What's that about? Y'all heard anything?
Mm-mm.
Is he running late models? Roger's asking. What's up, Jamie? Everybody say hi to Jamie in chat.
Hi, Jamie.
Hi, Jamie.
Make sure we get that out. But moving to Cup, Blaney won the pole, and he looked pretty strong there. Where did Blaney wind up finishing? You got that?
Sixth, and he won. He won the pole after he crashed in practice.
Yeah, that was real. I'm telling you, those cars take a beating, but they can easily come back. It's not like that, the Gen car before.
If nothing in the drivetrain or anything
suspension
underneath, I think it's they're pretty good to go.
And with COTA being so big, you could spin around and they wouldn't call it caution, but as long as you stayed with it, you would get caught back up or per se. The only thing I will touch on it, but we'll get to that in a minute. But I don't agree with that, how that happened. But how about Suarez spinning? If he hadn't have spun earlier in the race, now I know there's a lot of racing action that takes place throughout the entire race, but if he wouldn't have had that spin, do you think he would have finished better than he did? I mean, he came back from it, but he was doing so well. He dominated that first stage. What do y'all think? I mean, would he have finished better?
I think he easily had a top 10 car.
Yeah.
No doubt in my mind.
And I got to touch bases on my guy, Larson. What a bad streak he is on. I think I got that pulled up. Did save that because I had this little screenshot thing. Zooming in on Larson. Now he's gotten the win, but let's say Larson didn't have a win. He is 16th in points. That's just not the norm, from last year and everything. But his last few races, literally, he opened up like other than Fontana and Vegas, he was 32nd at Daytona. He was first at Fontana. He was second at Vegas. In the last 3 weeks, he's had a 34th at Phoenix, 30th at Atlanta, and then 29th at Coda.
Well, I've got a little stat here pulled up about Larson. His average finish is 21.3 for the season.
Yeah, I see that on this same thing I got here.
And the next driver up is 19.8 average finish. And that is Bubba Wallace.
Yep.
and then the next driver above Bubba is Ty Dillon. So Ty Dillon right now has a better average finish than Kyle Larson.
Yeah. I'll say it. Maybe some of that bandwagon crew will jump off.
Yeah.
Bring those prices down a little bit.
Right. Thank you, please.
But you know what driver has the second highest average finish right now?
Who is that?
Eric Almirola.
Yes, and I've got something on him too. I wanted to I'm gonna be the stat guy and feel like Octane for a minute. I seen it show up. It says Eric Almirola is the only driver to finish on the lead lap every race this season. How about that?
Yes.
That's crazy.
And remember how he started off last year, where I think after Coda last year he was like 32nd in points.
Yeah. Last year ended his career.
Yeah. Let's say, okay, let's go far-fetched. All right, so he's announced his retirement. But let's say Eric Almirola wins a race, makes the playoffs, makes the Final Four, but comes up short. Would he go another year?
No, because I think Stewart Haas already has probably his replacement. Yeah, Ryan Preece.
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah.
But do you think he would move somewhere else if he got the option? Just because he done so well? I mean, kind of.
I think any move that he would make to another team is either going to be a lateral or a lower move, because the only other teams that are better than Stewart Haas right now are going to be Penske, Gibbs, and Hendrick. And there's no room at the end for those. So if you're going to move, you want to move up, not down.
It's just almost like you're doing so well that you don't want to quit then, but then you're
Let's do another hypothetical that M&M's is leaving Kyle Busch, right?
Right.
What if Smithfield will pay up for that 18 car if Almirola is the driver?
Oh my God! Can you imagine that? Kyle Busch getting kicked from the 18.
Right.
Wow.
He would probably be like he would be like Eric who?
Yeah. Who is this guy? I also seen something else right here. Speaking of numbers. All right, listen to this. Here we go. 26 out of the 32 Cup drivers who have competed in every Cup race this season have at least one win in the series. The only ones that 6 without is Suarez, Reddick, Harrison Burton, Corey LaJoie, Todd Gilliland, Cody Ware, and that's it. Everybody else in the field has one win. That's insane, right? And continuing the numbers, I mean, we've gotten 3 first-time winners.
Mm-hmm.
Literally. It's just insane. And then another number, Ross Chastain, 4 straight top 3 finish, and he finally got it. We've been saying it for the last few weeks. The guy's going to get a win, and then he pulls it off.
I thought Suarez was going to get it this week.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If he hadn't spun.
Yeah, Trackhouse, they led 46 laps out of the 68.
Yeah. And we were going back and forth. You asked Chase and Kyle to get together what was going to happen. It seemed like there was nothing there. I mean, it was, I guess, just a racing incident, because later on in the race they were near each other. They didn't do anything. But it was skeptical. You never know. You just never know in Kyle Busch's head.
Yeah.
And by the way, I'll say this. Here's the reference. I'm not saying it, but I never saw it. Did y'all?
Well, I was just gonna make a joke about it that he was driving, but they wear gloves, and he looked down and see red paint on his hand, and then he's like gets all pissed off. But
and he slams it. He slams it like screw that guy. He's never gonna forget that. It's just that's.
yeah, I think you're getting him is done.
Maybe. Gray was there though, so we'll see. I don't know. Maybe he knew it was an honest mistake.
Have Gray make him an apology card for his dumb dad.
Yeah. No kidding. But what it was is the marker had screwed off. You know those paint pins, how they screw? It had came loose. So let's see here. Sponsorship will have to have it. Reddick not getting a win this year. I'm still saying he gets too nervous or something at the end. Yeah, I've noticed that too. Yeah, his crew trying to calm him down. I want to see Reddick win though. I mean, he does. I think he deserves it. He's obviously got the talent to do it. I would say he's the better out of the Childers bunch. Seriously, obviously it proves. And I know Austin's over there, but
what about what do you guys think about Eric Jones? I mean, I thought he was out of the race. They were saying his drivetrain broke, and then he comes back for a top 10.
Yeah. I would really love, there's two things I would love: to see that 43 car get back in victory lane, or the Wood brothers get that 100th win. I told
As it
Eddie,
sets right now, I don't think Harrison Burton is going to be that person
Eddie and
right
I told
now.
Lynn both. I said I would love to see y'all finally get that 100th win, and they said, yeah, that would be awesome. I was like, I don't care who does it. I was pulling for Matt when he was with y'all, but I mean, y'all got Harrison now. Hopefully, he can get it done. But who knows? I mean, eventually, I think Harrison will win.
I mean, he's so young. He's
still young.
He's like I would say in the last few years, the only rookie who's kind of seemed like a rookie.
Yeah.
Just making little mistakes here and there.
Yeah. All right, let's make them laugh. The Bubba topic. We had Tony Hawk out at the track this weekend, and he busted his butt.
Oh yeah.
Then he had a wheel come off.
Yeah. You know what? I bet you the same tire changer that put the wheel on a skateboard that fell off, and then
I had an interesting conversation with a couple people on Twitter about all the loose wheels this year, because I think every race there's been at least one or two wheels that have been left loose. And if you guys hear them talk about on the TV, where they say these are the same type of lug nuts that are used in IndyCar and sports car racing. Well, I brought up the point that, okay, well, with the IndyCar and sports cars, they have the hydraulic jacks. All four wheels come up at the same time, so the wheels are sitting level. In NASCAR, you're jacking up one side or the other, so when you pull the wheel off and put it back on, it's not seated level in relation to the car.
It's not
So
like
I'm wondering
if there's an issue. Connection.
Correct. Because gravity's pulling the wheel down, your axle's sitting here at an angle, and the wheel's wanting to be pulled down, so they may not be getting that snapped on it may not be seated all the way.
Yeah, you not bringing her back up, but it seemed like Danica made point of that the other week about how IndyCar would set it in the back and lift it up. You'd think they would. Well, I don't know. That's the thing. I don't want these cars to be referenced like that, though. That's the whole deal with these wheels. I don't like them. I mean, we've said this though, time and time each week. I don't know. Maybe they'll figure out something.
I'm surprised how well they held up this weekend.
Yeah, you were talking about flats. I remember us texting back and forth. There's really no issues. I mean, Logano had that problem. What was that part that broke? It's slipping me. Where it
rear trailing arm,
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it broke, and then he had but at least we didn't have any beach wells other than
in the gravel, that's expected.
Right. Let's see what else I got written down.
Hey, Cole, can you get out of there, please?
All right, so we got to talk about this because I want to hear everybody's take on it. when you had Stenhouse with the driveline issue, y'all knew that I was going to probably say something about it. Should NASCAR have called that caution earlier because you had some guys, and I think that changed the outcome of the entire race. I mean, look where Bale finished. He was one of the guys who pitted.
I think they should have, because I thought the rule is if the pack goes through 2 corners after a car is basically dead on the track, that they'll throw the caution, and they went like half the track. They went way past 2 different corners.
NASCAR's been bad the last year at throwing cautions. What really brings to my mind is at Charlotte last year when I can't remember who it was spun and was coming off the wall and turned forward when Johnny Sauter ripped the side of his truck off trying to avoid him. I can't remember who the driver was that spun, but the truck sat there in the middle of the track for a good 6 seconds before the impact. And this is just kind of something that NASCAR hears the radio communications from the team. And when a driver says, I don't have power, then NASCAR ought to be throwing that light right now, saying, okay, let's get these guys back down. And yeah, they created a situation that was a detriment to the drivers in front because they'd already passed the pit entry before the caution had come out. But at the same time, and they touched on this a little bit during the telecast, was there wasn't a lot of tire wear. New tires didn't make an incredible amount of difference either.
Well, you go to that caution, and then you go to the next one. The next one was that Logano, Kurt Busch, Larson incident. It was like lightning. They called the caution there. You know, it was
right
time.
Yeah, but that is a little different though, because that's
it is,
free.
But you know,
you actually had the I'm looking at the caution right now because you had the 47 caution. Then the next one was the fluid on the front stretch that the I can't remember who put fluid down. Then the next one was the 27 car when he had some issues in turn 3, it says. And then the last caution was the Kurt Busch, Logano, and Larson. And I think the biggest reason they threw the caution was because of all the gravel that was on the track.
Yeah.
And not necessarily because of cars being involved.
Yeah, there was a ton of gravel. I'll admit there. I didn't even think about it, but you know they gotta do a little bit better. But you could tell Stewart got upset in the booth when.
He was.
Yeah,
he was definitely very.
Even with his 2 drivers benefiting from that caution not being thrown, he was still upset about it. He was very non-biased. And even at first, honestly, I think he was being overly non-biased when Chase Briscoe got that penalty. And Stewart's like, well, the rule's the rule. But Boyer's like, listen, I don't think that should fall under the rule is the rule. He got punted off of there, and then once they overturned it, Stewart was more agreeing on that penalty being overturned. But I almost feel like he's kind of overly non-biased just so he doesn't be called biased.
Well, could it also be a thing? Could it also be a thing that let's say he calls out NASCAR on something during a broadcast, then all of a sudden that week or the next week in inspection, oh, Tony, you got this number, the highest infraction, and you're going to lose your car chief and crew chief for 4 weeks now.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Well, I'm going to go ahead and tell everybody we're going to go a few minutes over, and that just is what it is. We go by ear on this show, so we're not here to say an hour show, but it'll just be a few minutes. So if you guys want to hang tight, we'll get to the picks in a minute. But one more thing I wanted to touch bases on, how about that finish? Insanity. I was sitting there, and I jumped up out of the chair.
I jumped up out of the chair. Stacy's sitting in the couch face. I actually got to watch it in the living room last night. And,
oh wow!
Yeah. And Stacy's sitting in the one chair, and I'm sitting in the couch, and that all started happening, and I jumped up. I'm like, oh my god! And then she looks at me. She's like, oh, you're gonna have something to talk about on your stupid show tomorrow now.
Says the one who was wanting to know about Michael Waltrip, though, right?
She asked, who's that weirdo?
Yeah, we failed to mention, how about the Undertaker? That was cool seeing him. I mean,
yeah,
it all goes back to our childhood, obviously.
I think the Undertaker had the best line of the weekend when he told Mikey, "You couldn't beat me with half of me helping you."
Yeah, right.
Yep. I
So
thought that was
Octane,
awesome. I was
I know
like,
you're
man, I might have to steal that one day.
yeah, it's pretty good. Octane, I'm just curious because I know
Uh-huh.
you're really big into the wrestling stuff. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
would say honestly, I watch it. I'm watching Mania this weekend. I did get I'm being a cheapskate. I got Peacock for $3.80 just to watch WrestleMania this weekend. They sent me an offer and I was like, sure, why not? $3.80 to watch WrestleMania, I'll take it. But didn't they probably just have him there just you think that had anything to do with Mania Week? I mean, they're in Texas, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh
Absolutely.
That's what
yeah,
I think.
that's 100%. It's just
Like
friggin'
pure publicity,
yeah,
obviously.
publicity.
Yeah.
It would be
That,
no different than like Jason Momoa did something last year, didn't he? And he had a movie coming out, or
yeah,
yeah, it's all like
for
that.
sure. That's what I thought it was. Well, I guess we've touched on everything other than our picks. So let me explain everybody about our picks. And I came up with this little point system, and we all agreed on how it works. All right. So if you get a pick that actually wins, you will get 6 points for picking the right winner. If you don't, you'll get 3 points for if your pick finished above, say mine or Octane's, and it was Josh's pick, and then after that, it's two points for the second, and then 1 point for third. I had thought about doing it if we get a stage win, but that's just too. It's not like we're going for anything. We're just doing this for fun and for bragging rights. But yeah, we had a good week. Obviously Octane picking the Truck Series winner, and then I had the Xfinity, and Cleveland just screwed everything up, and Chase didn't win. That would have been cool, but now we can all say we've all picked a winner. At least we can say that. But going into week 7, this is week 6 here. We didn't do the first 2 weeks. It is what it is. We'll just go with it. How we're doing. We're trying to still change things on this show as we go and switch things up and whatnot. But I actually have the points lead with 32, and then Octane is second with 25, and then Josh is in third with 21. But I mean, that could easily change 3 weeks from now if I have bad weeks, or vice versa. So it's still pretty close. I think it'll be it's definitely fun. I'm enjoying this pick thing. I don't know about y'all, but I mean it's definitely fun being able to pick, who you think will win. But I think that kind of self-explanatory is everything. And by the looks of things, we don't have any truck action. They'll be back at Martinsville. So we'll get to that, I guess, next week after Richmond. But in the Xfinity, Josh will pick first, Octane second, and I'll go third. And then in the Cup, Octane will go first, I'll go second, and Josh will go third. So I guess we'll go right into it. And Xfinity with Josh. Who do you got?
I need to make up some ground, so I'm gonna go Noah Gregson.
Okay. All right. I figured somebody was getting it. All right, let's see. No reasons why, just he was obviously been running good there, right?
Yeah, running good, and I know Richmond drives a little different than a short track, but he's really good at short tracks. So
Yeah.
I
All right,
mean, he's good
Octane.
at a lot of tracks. But
Oh yeah, for sure.
short tracks seem to be like his thing.
Yeah, no doubt. You guys are more than welcome to light the chat up too with who your picks are, because I know some of y'all have actually picked winners. I remember Roger picking
Maybe we
Greg.
should just start this week. If you see a name pop up a couple times in the chat, just write down like a viewer pick or something.
Yeah.
Even if it's something we picked. I mean, it'd be kind of cool.
Oh yeah. I mean, I've seen. Let's see. The winner gets a date with Roger. Oh Lord, I get enough of those. I get enough of those. I mean, I'm not knocking Roger, but I get enough of those. Many of mornings ate with at McDonald's, those chicken biscuits. Roger goes nuts over that buy one get one for $1. So, all right, Octane, your pick
Okay.
for Xfinity. What you say? Time's up.
I hear them yelling, "Party's over."
Party's over. 5 minutes after 8.
Yep. Looking at the drivers for the race for the Xfinity, I'm gonna go with Daniel Hemrick. And just looking at the numbers, he's got 5 starts, 4 top 10s, and an average finish of 9.0. So hope he'll keep going in the right direction there. He's had a pretty quiet season so far.
If I wasn't in last place, I was going to take Hemrick because Justin Haley seemed to be pretty good in that 11 car in these types of tracks last year.
And this track's pretty similar to Phoenix in terms of distance and not necessarily configuration, but banking and that sort of thing. And of course, Hemrick's only win was at Phoenix last year. So
yeah, hopefully he can pull it off. I'd love to see him actually get a win again, even though he's with a different team now. Colleague's a decent group, though. He says, okay, I'm going to buy the season winner a hobby box. I mean, if you want to, Outlaw, by all means, but we're not saying
National
that.
Treasures.
I mean, that's up to you, man, but we're not. We're just kind of having fun. Well, you know what's interesting? I had 3 names written down. Y'all took the other 2, so I got 1 left, and I'm going to go with Allgaier. He finished 4th there. And of course, it was 9/11. He finished 4th. Gragson took it home, but I don't know. That name's just sticking out. I figured I was gonna have to pick Allgaier because I just had a feeling y'all was gonna pick the other 2. So I'm gonna go with Allgaier and see what happens. We'll see. So maybe one of us can pull it off. I haven't seen anybody else in chat say anything, so we're gonna move on to the Cup Series. And Octane, you get first dibs on this one.
Oh man, this is tough. Looking at all the guys here.
Limit of 150. He's not spending more than $150 on the hobby box. I'll take a box of Donruss then.
I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna go out on a limb here just because he's basically number 1 in all the categories at Richmond, but Kyle Busch. Even though he's had a rough year, I think, the short tracks are going to be a difference maker for a lot of the teams this year. So I think Kyle Busch will, if he doesn't win, he'll at least have a competitive run.
Okay, Kyle Busch. Interesting. All right, and I have second picks, and so I've still got all my options. I think I can't believe I'm saying it, but whatever. Denny Hamlin. I think Hamlin finally gets his first win this season. I mean, he's obviously finished second both times last season, both tracks. Both times he went to the track. So I think Hamlin, even though I'm not pulling for him, I guess I will be pulling for him.
Hey, Shaw, you still here, Shaw? You still here, Shaw?
Shaw, are you still here?
Listen, people don't understand my humor. I'm taking Truex Jr. and we all took a freaking Gibbs car, and I've been talking smack about Toyota all year.
Okay, well, we all took Toyota. Here's the deal, though. Isn't this the Toyota Owners 400, right? That's the sponsor on this one, right?
I don't know. I don't keep up with that.
Let me back up. Let me back up one screen, and I can tell you. It is. Yeah, it's the Toyota Owners 400.
Okay, and a lot of times when that's done, it's always a Toyota that wins it. I mean, I'm just saying. I don't know. Maybe my theory's wrong.
I think it's just ironic that we picked the 3 of the 4 Gibbs cars.
Yeah, so. And the 4th one's going to win.
Well, you laugh about that. He's got the 2nd highest average finish of all the active drivers at Richmond. Christopher Bell does.
Wow. Yeah, he was. Let's see, he was 4th then, and he was 3rd. I got both of the little screenshots from them last goes at it last year. Hamlin, you are DQ'd. But really quick before we head off, I do want to say this because I didn't say it, and now y'all won't believe I'm saying this either. But Tony Stewart was actually growing on me in the booth. I really did like his commentary. I'll admit.
I love literally first 5 minutes of the broadcast. Yeah, those Toyota cars do crush like cans. They're pretty weak.
All right. Well, we are 10 minutes over. Josh is getting fussed at by his wife.
Mm.
He's going to have to sleep outside tonight. So we don't want him to have to do that. My wife's not on my back. I don't think Octane's wife's worried either. So
I was going to say, Josh doesn't need to. I was going to say, Josh doesn't need to be sleeping outside in this weather. Let it warm up.
Dude, it's like 20 degrees outside. It's stupid.
Oh, man. All right. Well, I guess we'll head off. We'll come back next Monday and review what happened at Richmond, hopefully.
Hey, jot down the viewers. They have Harvick, Roger, and Outlaw. Pick Harvick.
All right, Harvick. We'll see. All right, hold on. They didn't say anything for Xfinity, so we don't know anything.
That's all right.
That's all right. All right, guys. Well, we're gonna head off. Thanks again for tuning in, and as always, thanks for Josh and Octane continuing to do this here. We're having fun. We're three loose lug nuts that we're just going along the way, rolling down the highway. We don't know what we're doing. We're just having fun. But I'm Danny and Grays, and y'all can say y'all's name, whatever. Cleveland Karkin. And then I'll say it for you.
Yeah, I guess so. All right.
Yeah, whatever. All right. Peace. We'll see you guys. See y'all later.
See you.